You see, I knew I had a problem when I was trying to film a thumbnail by holding this huge stack of books, and I actually physically cannot hold all of them in one stack. So, without further ado, this is my May and June haul that inevitably is leading to my attempt for the first no buy. So I think I'm going to divide it into two categories. One is going to be fantasy, sci-fi, and horror, and the second category is going to be everything else. I'm not going to break everything else into separate genres because it's just a mix and match of whatever I picked up in the last 2 months that I thought I would enjoy reading. So let's get into it. And I think I'm going to start with the books that I have actually already read, and the first one on the list is going to be The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I read this book, I've filmed a review for this book, I've gone to an author event to meet Joe Abercrombie. He's one of my favorite authors. I rated the book 4 stars. Like I mentioned in my review, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It just wasn't exactly what I was hoping it to be based on Joe Abercrombie's previous books that I have read and loved. And the book number 2 is The Night in the Moth by Rachel Gillick. It's the same story as with Joe Abercrombie. I have already read this book. I have reviewed this book. There's a video on my channel. I'll link it in the description box down below. It's a 4 star for me. I think now when I think about it, it's probably more of a 4.5. I think I enjoyed it more than I initially thought, and I'm really looking forward to reading the second one. And the next 2 books on the list are By Blood by Salt and A Haunt for Jackals by J.L. Odom. They're both a part of a trilogy. The third book is coming out in 2026, and the trilogy is called Land of Exiles. I already read By Blood by Salt. I think I rated it 4 stars. I haven't started Haunt for Jackals, and By Blood by Salt was actually a 2024 SPFBO winner, so I highly recommend the book. If you haven't read it, if you haven't seen it, please go check it out. I think it's a wonderful read. And the next on the list is an Illumicrate book for May, and it's A Song of Legends Lost by M.H.A. Inde. It has a beautiful sprayed edge. I don't know a lot about this book. I haven't really read the synopsis, but I'm looking forward to picking it up. And the next 2 I will definitely not be able to hold up at once, but it's books 1 and 2 of Time of Dragon series by Philip Quantrell. From what I've read in his blog, it's going to be a 5 book series. He specifically said that he's not planning to make it a trilogy. He did say that he's going to release the 3rd book in summer 2025, but I haven't seen any information about upcoming releases. It's not available for pre-order anywhere, so I'm not entirely sure whether that's going to be the case, but this is the book number 1. Absolutely gorgeous sprayed edge. And this is the book number 2. It's even bigger than the first one, and this is the spray dish for that one. And they're both from Broken Binding Special Edition. And the next one on the list is Silver Lead by Danny Francis. Danny Francis is a pen name. Nobody really knows who the author is. It's been said that the author is Canadian and a New York Times bestseller, so naturally there's a lot of hype on the internet and a lot of speculations who the actual person might be. I'm in the middle of reading it. I've actually just started it. I'm about 30 pages in. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's not my favorite thing. By no means I'm having the worst time in my life, so I will finish it and then I'll see how I feel at the end. And next up is 5 Broken Blades by May Corland. I picked this up at TK Maxx. It's a US special edition. I have never heard really good things about it. I have never heard really bad things about it. I think the bits that I've had were pretty average reviews. I know it's a part of the series. I know it's a romance fantasy, unless I'm mistaken. It's not a very long book, so I'll pick it up and I see how I like it. And then we have a book that I'm really looking forward to, and is The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. I actually went to an event with her and a couple of other authors. The books are about to follow. I'm really looking forward to reading this. I haven't heard a single bad review. People are absolutely raving, and everybody who has read this book has loved this book so far, so I'm really looking forward to this one. And the next author I had the pleasure of listening to at that same event was Holly Race, talking about her book Six Wild Crowns. It's her newest release. It came out, I think, just 2 weeks ago or something like that, and is going to be a part of a high fantasy series. And the last but most definitely not least author on that event was Tasha Surian. She was talking about the last book in the Burning Kingdom series. This is the first one, The Jasmine Throne. I haven't read the series. It's a high fantasy set in India. It sounds like a wonderful, very, very interesting premise, and she is a joy to listen to. She's incredibly funny, she's very entertaining, and I'm really looking forward to diving into her writing. And another book that I'm really looking forward to is Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman. I have heard only good things about about this book. It's gained a lot of popularity recently. I know that it's a dungeon crawler, that it's a lit RPG. I'm really curious to read it. I've never read any lit RPGs. I love playing video games, I love playing RPGs, so reading about that would be very interesting. From what I've heard, it's a book per level and it's very charismatic, very funny, very interesting, so I'm really looking forward to picking that up. I also have a horror here, and it's The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. I haven't heard a lot about it, but I know that Stephen Graham Jones writes pretty good horror. This one is a vampire horror, and I'm really looking forward to it. And to finish off the fantasy, and it's the book that I don't own, but I will acquire next Tuesday when I go to V. Schwab's event, and it's Bury Our Bones in a Midnight Soil. I'm sure you've heard about it, I'm sure you know what it is. I'll pop a picture on the screen. I look forward to reading it, I look forward to the event, and I look forward to adding the book to my collection. And that is it for fantasy, sci-fi, and horror. And to move on to non-fantasy and all the other genres that I have accumulated in the last 2 months, I have 3 romance books that will be added to my romance reading challenge. And the first one is Summer in a City by Alex Asta, and it's already on the list for my romance reading. I haven't heard a lot about it. I know that Alex Asta writes fantasy, and I believe this is her first romance book. I don't know what to expect from it. I haven't seen really good reviews, but we'll see how I feel about it. And the next romance book that I picked up is Any Trouble But You by Victoria Levine. I know absolutely nothing about it. I really like the cover. The Goodreads cover also has a moose on it, so I'll see how I like it. And the last but most definitely not least is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I have not heard a single bad thing about this book. I'm really looking forward to reading this romance based on what I've heard from people about this book. I think I'm going to really enjoy it, so looking forward to it. And the next on the list is Hard Be at Peace by Donald Ryan. I have heard really good things about it. It's a very highly rated Irish contemporary fiction, so I'm looking forward to reading it. And next I have a present from my friend, and it's Still Life by Sarah Winman. I don't know a lot about this book. I know that it's a historical fiction. She described this as a very happy and very heartwarming book, so I'm really curious to read it and see how I feel it and if it feels the same for me as it did for her. And the next I have 2 winners of Women's Prize of 2025, and the first book is the Fiction Prize winner, and is The Safekeep by Jael van der Wounden. I am sure I'm butchering the name, and I'm so sorry about it. I don't know a lot about this book. I picked it up because it was the winner, and I also know that it was shortlisted for the Booker Prize in 2024, so really curious about this. And the next is a non-fiction winner, and it's The Story of a Heart by Rachel Clark. From what I know, it's a story about 2 kids, one of whom needs a heart transplant and the other one is the one donating the heart. So I'm sure it's going to be a little bit heartbreaking, but I'm assuming it's going to have a very good ending. So I'm very curious to read this. And next I have 2 definitely very well-known books, and the first one is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. It's pretty much a dark academia classic at this point. I have heard a lot of things about it. I have heard good things, I have heard bad things. It's incredibly popular. I've never gotten a chance to reading it, but now I've picked it up. I'm looking forward to it. And next up, I have Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, very, very well-known book. I have actually never read Jane Austen. I have tried several times, both in Russian and in English. I found it a little bit hard to get into, but I've committed to giving it another go and seeing if I can get through it, and if maybe I become one of the Jane Austen fans, who knows? And to follow with the Jane Austen theme, I have The Elopement by Jill Hornby. Jill Hornby writes books related to either Jane Austen books or Jane Austen biography and Jane Austen family. So this book is based on Jane Austen's family, and she's very well known for Miss Austen, which has been adapted into the TV series that, at least in the UK, became quite popular. So I'm interested how I would feel about it. It's obviously, I'm not quite the target audience, but it's a historical fiction and it's romance, so I think I might enjoy it, and then I'll see if maybe I pick up her other books. And I only have 4 books left, and the next one is The Names by Florence Knapp. It came out, I think, either in June or at the end of May, and it's a historical fiction. I've heard really good things about it. I like the plot, I like the synopsis, so I'm very curious to read it. And next on the list, I have Wild Duck Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. I have heard wonderful things about this book. It came out, I think, last month or maybe in April, I'm not entirely sure. Mystery thriller, people are rating it very high, people are talking about it a lot, so I'm very, very curious. I'm happy I got my hands on it because it was a bit of a struggle to find it in the UK, and this is actually a US edition, this isn't the UK edition, so I'm really looking forward to it. And another highly anticipated release of June is The Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have heard great things about Taylor Jenkins Reid. I haven't had a chance to read any of the books. Looking forward to Atmosphere and seeing how I like it. And the last but definitely not least is My Friends by Frederick Backman. I'm actually receiving it today, so I don't have a physical book with me, but it's in transit right now. So I'm looking forward to receiving it. I'm looking forward to reading it, and if I like it, I'm definitely picking up his other books. I have heard pretty much only good things about his writing, so I'm really looking forward to it. And now with that huge stack of books out of the way, and I'm incredibly happy to add all of them to my shelves, I'm sure I will have a great time reading them all, but unfortunately I kind of run into a situation where I don't really have any more space for books at the moment until I move houses, so I will attempt something that I have failed at every single time I've tried before, and I will implement a book no buy until Christmas this year. So for 6 months, I am putting down some limitations to what books I can purchase. I'm not fully restricting myself, so there's going to be 3 exceptions. Now, the exception number 1 is going to be books that I have already pre-purchased. There's a couple of them. Most of them I have already paid for. Some of them I have pre-ordered on Waterstones, and the way that it works on Waterstones, you only pay for them right before they're getting shipped, not as you pre-ordering. So those ones, I will not cancel those pre-orders. Those are books that I'm looking forward to from the authors that I have previously read and really enjoyed. I want to have them, especially in special editions that they're coming out in. I am collecting special editions of books, so I don't want to completely stop that. So those books will still be delivered to me and I will still acquire them. And the exception number 2 is going to be the series. So I'm going to be drawing books from my TBR jar, and a lot of them are a part of the series. So if I read book number 1 in the series and I'm really enjoying it, then I'm allowed to buy book number 2. After I've read book number 2 and I want to continue, I'm allowed to buy book number 3, etc. The only rule with that is I'm not allowed to buy more than the next book. So I'm not allowed to read book number 1 and then buy all the books in a series just because I'm feeling like it. But that's not really something that I've ever done before, so I'm not too worried about that. And the exception number 3, and that is truly a loophole for me to go wild and enjoy, is if I go to an author event and I'm really enjoying the author event and I'm having a lot of fun listening to the author, I am allowed to buy books at that event. And I am using that as a loophole, but partially because I'm really enjoying author events, and it's not quite unusual for me to go to an author event, really enjoy the conversation and really enjoy the interaction, and then buy books after, even if I've never read the author before. So I don't want to limit that, and I don't want to fully stop that, so I will still keep that as an allowed purchase. And to tackle my extensive TBR, I have 2 TBR jars. One is specifically for romance. I started with 26 books, there's 23 in that jar now because I've already read 3 in June. I'm going to be drawing about 3 books every single month until that jar is empty. And the next one is everything else that I have on my shelves, and I mean absolutely everything else. Every series, no matter how intimidating or long, every classic, every non-fiction, everything that I have on my shelves is in that jar. I'm going to come up with some rules and see how I want to do that so it doesn't turn into me reading books that I'm not quite looking forward to reading at the moment, because I do believe that most of the books on my shelves are something that I'm going to enjoy. I just sometimes need a specific moment or a specific mood to want to read them, so I'll see how I want to execute that, but I'm going to try to draw maybe around 3 to 4 books every single month and hopefully make a dent in that jar and not add too many through my 3 loopholes, but we'll see how that goes. And if you have made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It's been quite the haul. I haven't quite realized how many books I have purchased in these 2 months without putting them all together. So I'm looking forward to trying to restrict myself in the next 6 months and seeing how that goes. And if you want to see if I succeed, then please subscribe and follow me on my journey, and I would love to see you in my next video. Bye bye!